Hey guys, it's Mrs. MacPhail, and apparently Mr. Nutty, who apparently is also trying to eat my ruler right now. It's okay. Here's your objective today. I can convert between inches, feet, and yards. I'm going to switch it over to dual page here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a question for you right away. Pete the prairie dog is 1 foot, 8 inches tall. I want to know, how tall is he in inches? I'm going to switch over to the other page here, and I have this neat little chart. This is a thinking map. It's called a bridge map, kind of like a bridge that goes over water. And you can kind of see why it's called that because of the little bump there. We use it to relate two things. So over here, we would say this: 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, just like 24 inches is equal to 2 feet, just like 36 inches is equal to 3 feet. So you can see that we are comparing feet to inches. And this is important information to know because in our question, we are trying to find how tall Pete the prairie dog is in inches. And we have his height in feet and inches. So we actually have to convert feet, or the 1 foot, to inches so we can solve this problem. We're going to use our thinking map to help us here. I see that if Pete is 1 foot tall, I know that that means he's 12 inches tall to start. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. I also know that he is also an additional 8 inches tall. So all I'm going to do is add 8 inches onto my 12 inches. And I get 20 inches for his height. Let's try another example. Mr. Nutty is 1 1/2 feet tall. How tall is he in inches? This time I know that Mr. Nutty is 1 1/2 feet tall. I know that my answer has to be in inches. There's a couple of things here. I'm going to have to find a fractional part of feet because this is a fraction 1/2. And I'm going to need to add it on to the other part down here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking 1 1/2 feet and I'm going to break it up. I'm going to break it up to 1 foot and 1/2 foot. Kind of like when we do partial products. We break numbers up into 2 or 3 parts. I know in 1 foot is right here. There's 12 inches. Now I want to know 1/2 foot because I'm going to add that on to my 12 inches. If I look at my thinking map though, my bridge map, I don't have anything that says 1/2 foot. I do know, however, that on my ruler, my 12-inch ruler, if this was 12 inches down here, and that was 0 inches, I know that the halfway point, or halfway between the numbers 0 and 12, would be 6 inches. So therefore, I know that 1/2 foot, or 1/2 foot, would be 6 inches. Since I want to find out how tall Mr. Nutty is in inches, and I know he's 1 1/2 foot tall, I just have to add 12 inches plus 6 inches. So 12 plus 6 gives us 18 inches. So Mr. Nutty is 18 inches tall. Let's try another example. This time I have a different thinking map. We're still saying is equal to, but this time we're comparing or converting feet to yards. And in 1 yard, there's 3 feet, just like in 2 yards, there's 6 feet, just like in 3 yards, there's 9 feet. Let's look at my question. Mrs. MacPhail wants a chocolate bar that is 3 yards long. Now that would be really awesome, and also I would have to share it with you because that would give me a giant stomachache otherwise. I want to know though, how long is that ridiculous chocolate bar in feet? Let's circle some numbers here. I know that the chocolate bar, that silly chocolate bar, is 3 yards long. I want my answer in feet though. Let's take a look at our thinking map, our bridge map. Here's 1 yard. Here's 2 yards, which is 6 feet. And here's 3 yards, which is 9 feet, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So according to my thinking map, 3 yards is equal to 9 feet. Now, do you see a pattern here? If you know that 1 yard has 3 feet, if you double it, 2 yards gives you 6 feet. And then again, 3 yards gives you 9 feet. So I shouldn't even say double. We're actually going by threes on the top here. 3, 6, 9, and on the bottom we're counting up 1, 2, 3. So if you can imagine just multiplying yards by 3, that'll give you how many feet there are because there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Let's try one more. This is kind of a tricky one. Our classroom tent is 2 yards tall. How many inches tall is it? Notice this time, we're starting in yards and we're going to inches. So we have to go yards to inches. And if we look at our thinking map, so far we've been able to go yards or yard to foot or yard to feet, and we can go feet to inches. We don't have a specific thinking map for yards to inches, but you do know how to get there. Let's start with what we know. We know that we have 2 yards, and we can convert that to feet. If we look at our thinking map, I'm just going to put a blank in front of feet. Here's 2 yards, and there's 6 feet in those 2 yards. Now we have to convert those 6 feet to inches, and we don't know how many inches yet. We have to do some math here. This is where you have to do multiplication, sometimes even division if you're going the other way. If we look at our thinking map on the bottom here, this is going to help us convert feet to inches or inches to feet. You can see I have 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet on here, but I don't have 6 feet. However, if I know that every foot has 12 inches, I can just keep counting by 12 inches until I get to 6 feet. So if I kept going down here, what this would look like is 4 feet would be 48 inches, just like 5 feet would be 60 inches, just like 6 feet would be 60 plus 12 would be 72 inches. So I know that 6 feet, there's 72 inches. And I just did that by counting up by 12s because every foot has 12 inches in it. All right, that's all for today. Mr. Nutty's gonna go finish eating his ruler and he will help you convert some more things later. See ya.